Absolutely ridiculous. You guys can probably hear me now, right? Do you know one of the most infuriating things that you ever have when dealing with audio and video equipment is that when you connect these guys up to your computer, they want to update. They want to update. So you push on an update, right? You always think updates are good. Well, unfortunately, with the Rode mics, it resets a lot of the features. And one of the features that I really like is the internal recording. So the audio for this show is not lost. It's recorded right here. That one. That one over there, which connects via USB-C to my computer, it becomes the audio sound card. Well, I shut my computer down from yesterday, I booted it back up, and it used to reinitialize. Why doesn't it do it anymore? Because I pushed out an update. I updated the firmware last week, and ever since then, I get some very unusual glitches like that, where I have to disconnect the USB-C and reconnect it, and all of a sudden it says, oh, hey, look at that, we got a microphone. It is the most annoying thing when hardware manufacturers don't test their updates thoroughly. And unfortunately, that's one of the glitches that I have is when I shut down the PC, I have to disconnect the Rode and reconnect it, even though I touched nothing since the last time I rebooted my computer. So I would understand it if the last time my computer ran, that was not connected, but that wasn't the case, all right? So it should be fresh on the driver profile that, hey, that's my sound card, or that's my microphone. It's so annoying. But anyway, that's a day in the life of somebody that deals with audio and video equipment. Anyway, as we were saying, guys, I can't believe you guys completely missed out on pretty much everything that I had said before. And yes, that is my fault. So today is a day that I am going to kind of say goodbye to my Dell G7 17-inch laptop. It is an absolute beast, or at least it was a couple of years ago. But the problem is that I am now recording a lot of things in 4K. And you're probably saying to yourself, why would you be recording in 4K if you can't handle it? Well, it's because when you record in 4K, you can zoom in and crop in and you still have a full HD resolution, and it gives you a lot of editing choices. So I record a lot of things in 4K, and when I use Adobe Premiere, when I'm editing video footage in the field, this guy right here just takes a little bit too long. So some of these videos that I do that take like 20, 30 minutes, could have an hour processing time on this guy sometimes. Still a beast. I'm still kind of fond of it. It's got a RTX 2060 and it's got a Core i7 9th gen processor, so it's not that bad. It's actually kind of a beast. I have 32 gigs of memory in it. I think could be 64. I'll have to boot it up and check it out, but I'm pretty sure it's at least 32 gigs, and it's been an absolute champ. So I did install a second NVMe drive in it, so that this guy right here now has 2 terabytes of internal storage, I believe. Maybe one of them's a 2 terabyte, one of them might be a 1 terabyte OS drive. But anyway, the problem is that the number one problem is going to be the display resolution itself. Because when you are talking a 4K video resolution, it is sticking off the video like that far, right? So all the modern day panels are much higher resolution and a higher refresh rate. So this panel here, I believe it might be a 1080p panel. It might be a little bit higher than 1080p. But that means that 4K is 4 1080p panels. So you can see how like it has to do some processing just to be able to display it. And that brings me to today's content. Although this is an expensive option, and the girl that was at the Best Buy that I bought this at completely pissed me off. The rudest person I have ever had in sales, ever. She looked at me like I was crazy when she brought out this box and they had no display unit, and I asked, can I open it up and see the unit? And she said, no. I said, okay. She says, you got 14 days, 15 days to bring it back. I was like, all right. I said, on the box, it doesn't say what video card it has. And she's like, it's the exact one that you had in the ad. I said, yes, but everything else is listed out on the build sticker except for the video card. The video card is one of the most expensive components. Why wouldn't they display it? And she said, it's the exact one. And she was so rude about it too. Alexis, I remember your name because you're a turd, okay? I'm just saying that. I'll call her out by name over here in the Katy Best Buy. But it does not have the video card on it, which is odd since that's one of the #1 selling factors on any laptop. So one of the things that I do is I use gaming laptops for some pretty specific reasons. One is they have better cooling than most other laptops. So hold on, I'm not reading my comments, and I probably should. Please, can you go back to basics for every medical equipment one by one? Oh boy. Oh no. That would be, oh my God, that would be hundreds. You know something? That would be a lot of different devices, but that could be an option because this channel's changing, which is another reason for this, is because we're changing. Things are changing around here. I study medical devices and systems, and the next day I go to hospital and bioengineer and teach those things. Oh, really? Well, good for you, man. Hell yeah. That's the best way, is to do a little bit of research. If you know you're going to touch a device, even in the next 15 minutes, go and Google what the device is, how to set it up. You'll even find videos from nurses and stuff that show you how to set up the device. That way there, before you even do your class on it, you know more than the people around you. And that is a perfect metaphor for life as a biomed, is just do a little bit more research than the people around you, and you will be more successful. The end. It's so fascinating. And it's so true though, because you know, a lot of people that are in biomed are just there to collect a paycheck. And if you do just a little bit extra, you will be an absolute shining star. So guys, let's go ahead and flip over the video to my next camera, because I'm gonna unbox this bad boy. This is a G814. This would be a ROG Strix G laptop, and it is an insane beast. So normally I don't upgrade my products very often. This laptop here, I think I bought that. Geez, the sticker on the bottom's even wore off because it's been around the world with me. I take really good care of my stuff, and I hardly ever upgrade. But case in point is the last couple years in general, computer technology has jumped leaps and bounds. Each and every generation is adding 30% worth of instructions per clock cycle, IPC, which means between this one and what I've gotten here, this is a 9th generation Core i7. This one in here is a 13th generation. So if you can imagine, between that one and this one is like 150% faster than that one. So this one here has got a mobile 2060 RTX. This one here has a 4080 RTX mobile, which is like 150% faster. It's insane. In the last couple years, the technology that is in laptops. And I'll tell you guys, this guy right here has got a bunch of features that jump it way ahead. Like it automatically disables the large video card in favor of the on-processor video card, the discrete graphics. So it will disable it with an internal switch. I think they call it a MUT switch. I don't know why they call it that, but anyway, it's fascinating technology. And that means that this guy here is going to be able to handle way more stuff than that guy over there. Now, if I was just average everyday gaming and computing, I would definitely stick with that one, 100%. It's such a solid laptop, which I might be selling here, guys. This was the one that I did a video on where I opened it up, showed everybody how to maintain a laptop, and I went through and I redid all the thermal compound on everything. And this guy here is an absolute champ when it comes to thermals. So even when I'm doing like those 1 hour long video processing, man, you can feel the heat. It's kicking the heat out versus like the laptop itself getting warm. And I just redid the battery on this guy. So if you can imagine, I did the thermal compound, I upgraded the memory, it's got an extra NVMe drive, and it's got a brand new battery in it. And so, like I said, I take care of my stuff, guys. But anyway, let's switch this guy over because I have here my new Strix, which I'm going from a 17-inch, which everybody that sees this one is like, oh my God, that's huge, ladies. But this one here is an 18-inch display. Holy cow, and here, I'm double. It's me on top of me. I love that camera angle. Holy cow. And, well, size-wise, it's almost identical to the last platform. It's just maybe the bezel and stuff is thinner. But I guess we'll find out together. They had no displays of this, so I was completely shooting from the hip. Not like me to make purchases on the whim like that. However, because the channel is undergoing some drastic changes over the next, the next month? Whew. Guys, if you knew some of the plans that I have, and some of the projects I'm doing with companies and whatnot, man, this channel is just blowing up maybe a little bit faster than I was expecting. In order to do that, in order to, to handle some of the stuff that I got to do in the field, I need something with a little bit more power. And guys, since I have created Better Biomed as a company, this is a tax write-off. Yes! So, this is a tax write-off, guys. And holy cow, that's interesting. I do believe that this laptop is a little bit lighter than my other one. I should have a scale here. Why don't I have a scale? Come on. What type of production are we running here? Oh, yeah. Yeah. This one right here is my existing one, and this is the 18. Whoa, they're very close. They're extremely close. And this guy here, I would naturally expect it to weigh a little bit more, and that is because I went through and I redid all the thermal compound, which definitely added some weight, but in doing so, its service life, it was extended and then some. So, this is the ROG Strix. It's, well, it's pretty. I'll give them that. And it looks like it is a little bit bigger of a display. Holy cow, okay. And it's got an absolute beast. So here's the thing about gaming laptops, is they come with a beast of a power supply. Every single one of them, any of them that are worth anything, come with a beast of a power supply. And that's because of the amount of watts that these things suck down with a straw. I can remember back when I was a kid, my dad's friend had a Chevelle, and he actually ran garden hose up to the carburetors in order for you to, so you could see the fuel, and you would actually see the bubbles because it sucks so much fuel. That is what gaming laptops do to energy, and that's why we have 330 watt power bricks. 330 watts, which is still physically amazing that you can have 330 watts worth of power suction and they're still able to cool it effectively. That's the crazy thing. Absolutely crazy that they can cool down a processor like that, but here we are. So let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in and see if it even turns on. So first impressions, one of the things that I really wanted to focus on and why I wanted to see the laptop in the store is because I am very fussy about the build quality. It's one of the things, we're just, as biomeds, we're always looking at things that are, built probably a little poorly, or it could be done better. And here we are, So laptops are no exception. I grab onto a laptop. First thing I want to do is I want to try out the lid. So throughout the store, like I'll go through the store, grab it in one spot, and kind of give it a little bit of a torque to feel it. So this one here has a metal lid, that's automatically a huge plus. But you also want to check the hinges, because the one place that laptops always break is the hinges. They always break at the hinges. So I torque it and I look to see how much movement's in the hinges, and I'll give it that. It's a pretty sturdy laptop, man. Now, I do believe this screen wobbles a little bit more than that one. And yeah, it might be due to the size, but the Dell over here is just an absolute champ when it comes to rigidness. I mean, so if I'm typing on this one while I'm doing a conference, it doesn't shake, like, as far as I can tell. I mean, I don't know. Everybody else would normally complain. This one here, I can definitely see that was some of the complaints online, is if you're typing during a conference. And I can kind of see it there, that if I'm typing, it would definitely shake. Ah. So one of the things, hold on guys, sorry, let me back up the comments because I do think that I should pay attention. Sorry, I just go off on a tangent. Somebody's office running Dell Optiplex. I'll tell you what, Dell Optiplex is what powers the entire country. Dell Optiplex are powering most businesses, most gas stations, I mean, most everything. Dell Optiplex, they're such champs. But they're everywhere. They're ubiquitous. I have so many videos on your channel. Yeah, I have about 800. I see you have 2 playlists, Biomed Basics and Medical Device Troubleshooting. Where should I start first? Definitely start with Biomed Basics, 100%, because everything I put on the Biomed Basics channel or the playlist is stuff that I believe that pretty much everybody should know. If you're a biomed, you should know this stuff. All right. So device troubleshooting, I go into maybe some more advanced stuff in there, but the first playlist is Biomed Basics. You should be very familiar with that stuff, and then from there, maybe pop on to something else and try something else. But anyway, at the very last, I would say the vlog video playlist, because the vlog video playlist is like cool stuff that I see every day. Like this one here would probably be in my vlog playlist, because although it's a tool, and it's a cool tool, it's not a necessity, you know. A lot of the stuff I'm saying here is niceties, nice to know. It is hot as heck down here in Texas today, guys. Let's see. Nice to Hello Better Biomed channel. Vladimir, how you doing, sir? Good to see you back. Dramatic, I'd rephrase. You know, sorry guys, I would be more regular on when I'm going to do these live streams, but gosh darn it, I'm just not one to be just pinned down. I can't. If you knew my schedule, holy cow, my schedule is absolutely crazy. And I get what time I can, and when I see some cool stuff that I think would make for a cool video, I try and make that for you guys as fast as I can. Mind you, I also have a series of videos that are always in production, which means they're already recorded. I've got editors that are working on it. I mean, I've got a series of videos that you guys might not even ever see. Now I have a library of videos that I've never posted, and that's because maybe technology was changing. Maybe I could have done it better. Who knows? But I've got some videos that I've never ever posted. So it is what it is, guys. Anyway, how about we talk about Power Bricks and something really cool that I've already noticed. All right. So this is the Power Brick. And one of the things that I noticed immediately, check out the way the power cord exits the brick. Is that not crazy? It comes out at a 90 degree, which then it's got a power choke on it so that it can noise filter a little bit. And then it's got another noise choke down here at the laptop side. So one of the things I noticed is this cord is not as long as that other one. Yeah, the only thing that's really important is that while it's plugged in, the power brick can go all the way to the ground, because this guy right here is a couple pounds. All right, 330 watts. That's, trust me, that's a hefty power brick. So you don't want this guy suspended in the air, and you don't want it tugging on the port. So the most important thing is that this brick will rest surely on the ground, which it's on the ground right now on its side, but I mean, that's what, 4 feet tall, so that should work for most things. But that's a cool feature, the power cord coming out at an angle, because when I wind my power cords, I usually go end for end like this, like come down here, then come up here like this. And that creates less strain on the port that normally comes out straight. So this one comes out at an angle, and you can always tell how somebody's used and abused their laptops by looking at the power brick and checking to see the condition of the cord coming out of the power brick, because that says a lot about whether or not somebody gave a damn about their hardware. Like I said, guys, I promise you, my stuff, it stays up and up. And I have had this guy for probably 4 years now. Yeah, it had to have been 4 years. So it was absolute top of the line when I got it 4 years ago. So here we go. Let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in. All right, well, if this was a medical device, this cord would get changed out immediately because the amount of retention is not very high. All right. I'll give him a pass this time. I still might change out that cord though. All right, so let's see. I have never plugged this guy in. Oh, the power port is on the side. Again, guys, I've never seen this device before this very moment. The power port is over here. And that is because the entire back of the device, whoop, there we go. How about that? It's better in this camera angle. The back of the device, the whole entire thing is a radiator. The whole entire thing. And they got cold air intakes here all throughout the bottom. Here in the front. I think it's also kind of neat because since it's 2 different levels, that no matter what, even if you put this on a flat surface, it's got a raised area here and it's got a depressed area here. So you're still going to be able to pull air even if it's 100% occluded. So what they did is they raised the plastic here and they raised the plastic here. And in doing so, it creates these spaces where air can still come in, even if it's sitting on a table. The landing feet are really, really kind of high. Let's see it. Compared to other laptops, there it is, right there. Look at that foot, how high it is. Now that's specific and it's intentional so that you can raise the platform high enough up so that you can get enough airflow if it's sitting on a flat surface. Like this one right here. So I do appreciate that. It just means it's going to take a little bit of extra space in the bag, but that's okay. This laptop over here, I'm very accustomed to taking, in fact, I think I have a couple ink pens that are in my bag. And what I'll do is if I know I'm going to do a video processing job, I'll raise the laptop up a little bit and I'll stick markers under the corners so that it's up at an incline. That gives it a lot more airflow in and around the body. This one here, I don't think I'll have to do that because it feels like it's got lots of space for the air to get up underneath. Now I do prefer the power on the back versus on the side, because power on the side, the power, well, for one, the power can block ports, but I guess I'll live with it. It's also got the HDMI on the side. Not really fond of that. This guy here, the HDMI and the power are straight in from the back. So if you put it on a desk, all the cords are not here around your hands. They're in the back, including the HDMI, which I run dual monitors all the time. So this one here, I'd have to have the HDMI off to the side and the power off to the side. I don't know if I like that, guys. It's kind of goofy. Anyway, as far as I/O goes, we have the typical round power port. Yeah, come here, camera. So we got a typical round power port. We've got Ethernet. We've got the HDMI, and we have 2 USB-Cs, one of which is a Thunderbolt, and the other one is the DisplayPort compatible. And what's this front guy? The microphone and headphones. Microphone and headphones in the same port. Other side, we got 2 USB 3.1 ports. And that is it for I/O. Pretty simple. Now, the feel of this guy is not really abrasive, but it's not really smooth either. I don't know. Kind of feels like carbon fiber. You know, carbon fiber is not perfectly smooth. Carbon composite, maybe. I bet you they use some sort of composite polymer. Anyway, let's go ahead and plug this guy in. Let's see if it even boots. So right here, I have my traditional F1 through F12 keys. And then at the top, I've got 5 programmable buttons, which could be very cool because like here on my desktop, I have a device where I can switch camera views, right? Well, when I'm in the field or if I go and I do interviews with people, I would have to create shortcut keys, like a combination, or take my Stream Deck with me if I want to do those kind of videos where I can switch camera angles. This guy here, I can pre-program it. So if I want to run a macro or something, I can hit it and I'm good. I guess we'll check it out and see how it looks. YouTube auto censorship got rid of my comment. Suddenly stopped working. I don't know what you're saying there. I think that a occluded bottom impedes the secluded tangential air slots. We'll put it this way. I like the bottom of this laptop. All right. It's odd, but I like it. Laws says I chose the beginning, the bioengineer career because I was passionate about computers since I was a child. I have 100% mastery of everything that means to build a PC from scratch. Well, PCs have definitely changed over the years. That's 100% true. So you got to stay up on it, but nonetheless, this is a cool time to be in that field. To laptop maintenance, display change, thermal paste, etc. I think I chose a pretty good path. Well, if you really like computers and networking, I highly suggest you check out a medical networking specialist. Medical networking specialist is somebody that is your liaison between biomed and clinical engineering and the hospital IT department. And they get paid money, good money. And it's such a rare job that if you specialize in that, you can kind of almost go wherever you want. It's a very cool opportunity. So, and there's not too many people getting into it yet. I say it all the time, everybody. If you're going to get into something and you like computers, consider a medical networking specialist. It's such a cool job, and they get paid more than biomeds, for sure. Kind of like a mini Stream Deck on the laptop. That's what I'm assuming. And on those buttons it says volume down, volume up, mute the microphone. It looks like it's got a picture of a fan, and it's got a picture of the Republic of Gamers, which is probably their something crate, whatever they call it, their little name. And what that is it's a software suite that allows you to control the features like the RBG and stuff like that on the laptop. So, have an indicator saying that it's charging. That's good. Let's power it up because we never allow a device to fully charge before we power it on. Ain't no we got time for that, right? Jordy, how you doing, Jordy? I don't recognize your name on a live stream before. Where are you coming in from? We got people coming in from all over the world. Where are you coming in from, Jordy? So, I did hit the power button. It's showing red. I have RGB on the keyboard layout. I have the funkiest RGB all around. Check that out. I'm not big on RGB, but this is all stuff that I'll deactivate. And maybe we can set up the RGB according to the internal system temperature. That's really cool when you can do that. So you know that there's an occlusion or something while you're working because your laptop starts turning red when the temperature gets up above a certain set level. You either have money or trying to help. Jordy's from Europe and Netherlands. Well, hell yeah. Jordy, I don't know if I have any biomeds that I know of in the Netherlands. Thanks for watching, man. Thanks for watching. So this guy, I guess it's doing memory training because I powered it on a minute ago and it is just flashing at me. All right. And I can see, holy cow. What's this? What in the hell? All right. It just did a laser gun sound at me. And like I guessed it, probably the first time you boot it up, it's doing some sort of memory training because it has to set in the BIOS what all the parameters are for the system. RGB is why. Well, the reason that this guy has a bunch of RGB is because this is a gaming laptop, and you know, gamers like RGB. I shut mine off, or I use it to signify something. Like if I have different modes, like sometimes sometimes I'll set it up so that it will have fan curves. Excuse me. So it's a little bit quieter than what you would expect, but when it starts getting warmer, like it changes colors, the RGB, and it starts ramping up fans. That tells me that, hey, it's getting a little warm. First impressions is, wow, that is a big trackpad.
To set up your device using a screen reader, turn on narrator by pressing Windows plus Control plus Enter.
Sounds like I got a new friend.
For more accessibility features, press Windows plus U, or select the accessibility icon in the bottom corner.
She's already annoying me. All right, well, unfortunately, this laptop comes with Windows 11, and I would really prefer it to go with Windows 10, but that's my preference. Keyboard, skip. Just turn on! Better Biomid 2.4. Gosh darn it, can I even remember my own Wi-Fi? Supposedly, also, the newer laptops have faster Wi-Fi. And that's kind of a big plus. All right, so this guy here has fast Wi-Fi, but if the new one's faster, I can always go with faster, you know? I can always use faster. If you're uploading videos like I'm doing, the fastest is easily what I need. Hold on one second, guys. I am going into properties, and I can't believe I forgot my own Wi-Fi password, because my garage has its own Wi-Fi, and because reasons, right? And let's see. It's been a minute since I've gotten in and seen how to see the Wi-Fi. I think it's in status or properties. Wi-Fi. Hardware properties. Sorry guys if I'm messing up. Since this computer here is on Wi-Fi, I know that I can go into that one, into its properties, and then I can pull up the password. Status, right? Wireless properties. There we go. Okay, so if you guys ever forget your Wi-Fi password, in Windows 10, the way that you do it is you go into adapter properties so that you see all your network adapters. You right click on your Wi-Fi, and then you go to properties, or status. You go into status. And then in status, you click on the button that says Wi-Fi or wireless properties, and then that will take you into this cute little box that shows you what your device is connected to. And then you click on a little tab that says security, and you can see your Wi-Fi password. So if I have a new device that I'm trying to get on a special Wi-Fi network someplace in my house, and if you can imagine, I have multiple Wi-Fi networks, I don't remember all the passwords. So what I do is I will go into a device that's currently logged in, and then I will look up the password, connect. I was really close on the password too, by the way. So anyway, that is how you do it. And hold on one second. Let's see. Over table screen share. Okay, guys. Well, let's try to make this as unannoying as possible. So you can, in your Windows, you can go into adapter options. Then right-click on your Wi-Fi and click on status. And then right here, there's a button called wireless properties. You can click on that bad boy. And then here in the security, you click on show characters, and it shows you your Wi-Fi password, and you are in. So that's how you find your Wi-Fi that you're currently connected to. So there you go. All right, here we go. These Windows 11 laptops, what a relief. You can register a one-time MS account and then disable Oh my gosh. I might clean install Windows 10. I love the install that's on this guy. I have it set up. It's beautiful. It's everything that I really hoped it would be. Why would I do anything differently? Oh, now it's going to probably install updates. Microsoft updates are the most annoying thing. So let me show you guys, since we're talking about some Windows tips and tricks, let me show you guys how to go in and shut off Microsoft Update, all right? And this here is such a pain in the butt. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's do over table screen share. All right. All right. So what we do is we type in computer, and you see this little computer management thing pops up. Click. That brings us to this little screen right here. Okay. And here at the bottom we see services and applications. All right. You can do a lot of stuff from in computer management, all right? One of the things is disk management. If you have drives that aren't popping up or something, you want to see the physical drives that are connected to your computer. This is where you check those out. You can see right here, I've got disk 1 is showing up as nothing. Disk E, there's no partitions. So anyway, that's the disks. And you can do a lot of things in here, like, you know, you can change the drive letters, shrink volumes and stuff. You can mess up your computer in there, all right? Okay, so let's say services and applications. So now you see right here, believe it or not, this is a list. So you can click on this, or you can click on the little arrow over here, boop, boop, and you can see all your services that are currently going on in Microsoft Windows. And if you go all the way down here to the bottom, you can see right here, Windows Update. All right, so in Windows Update, let's go into properties. You can set it to disabled. So Windows will no longer seek. So also if you're using a questionable version of Windows, like let's say you moved a hard drive or you installed the new motherboard and processor and it didn't re-register with that one. So now it's saying you have an unregistered version of Microsoft Windows, which I've experienced that before. Well, what we can do is you can shut off Microsoft Update, and it will no longer reach out the home and say, hey, Microsoft, this guy's not registered, and you can disable that, all right? It's extremely important, but first you have to stop the service. And you can see right now, mine says it's stopped. So if it's running, you have to stop the service before you disable it. So just remember that. And then also down here, there's Microsoft Medic service. You can stop that one as well. You can see that both of mine are set to manual. And that is because, here, I'll tell you what, bam, just disable that, apply, okay. And the reason I disable it is because there is nothing worse than coming in here to my computer and turning it on. Let's say it's been off for a couple days. Oh, that one's denied, of course. If it's been off for a couple days, and then I come in and I turn it on because let's say I have a meeting in the next 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden, Microsoft fantastically pushes out updates. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but with Microsoft Windows, if you have an update that hasn't installed yet, your computer will run like dog shit. It will crash programs. It will do all sorts of random things, including audio and video not syncing and all sorts of weird stuff. And I have a feeling that Microsoft does that purposely. Just like on my Samsung phone, which you can trash Samsung all you want. This is one of the best phones out there. But when there's an update and they push it out and I haven't installed that update yet, my phone runs like dog shit. I know too, because apps that never crash, all of a sudden, whoop, it crashes out of nowhere. Easily one of the most annoying things in the world. But Windows does that too. And it will crash out of nowhere. So, well, here we go. Of course, I'm just going to sign and say, yeah, I read the rules, right? Because we all do that. Name your device. There we go. Just boot. Come on. Just give me Windows. That's all I want. So anyway, yeah, Windows, if you don't I have mine set to manually install the updates, but what it will do, even when I don't tell it to, it will download the update and it will be waiting to install. And when I go to install it, if I don't do it right away, it will crash, random stuff happens. Like I said, I get USB problems, you name it. And then when I install the update, whoa, look at that. My computer is back to itself again. It's funny how that happens. Same thing with the phones. Updates, if you don't install them, it's their way of forcing you to do it. And in fact, Samsung and Apple have both been sued, both had multi-million-dollar lawsuits because they purposely were slowing down their devices. They've been sued, and obviously they didn't learn anything from it. Legally upgraded from Windows 7 Pro Disk. I still like Windows 7. I like Windows 10. Not fond of Windows 11. Because, actually, Windows 10's been pissing me off too. Because with the last couple updates, they started pushing out like, hey, upgrade free to Windows 11. Would you like to do it now? And all I want to do is boot up my computer. Because again, I might have a meeting in 15 minutes. And it's telling me, hey, upgrade to Windows 11. And I say, no, thanks. And it says, are you sure? Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure. And then the weirdest thing is, Windows will push out another update a week, 2 weeks later, and there's that message again. You haven't upgraded from Windows 10 to Windows 11 yet. Why not? Would you like to do that now? No. Why not? It's like, come on, Microsoft, you are pissing me off now. So, nonetheless, like, Microsoft is not very fond with me, and but it is what it is, right? Unlock your Microsoft experience. No, screw you. And look at this. It's not giving me any other options. It's saying sign in. There should be like a skip or not now option, something, right? Nope. There used to be a checkbox or something over here that says not now. Now it's saying I need to. Oh boy. Sign in options. Oh gosh. There's no way I'm going to... Microsoft wants me to sign in with its Microsoft account, probably to register that ID with me as a user, which is okay. But then, really what they're doing is they're assigning you an advertising ID and they're tracking you between your devices. That's really their motive. But what garbage. Oh, guys. So, Christopher says, I just disabled the trust module. Really? The TPM. Now, I do know when you disable the TPM, you lose secure boot and some other things, if I remember right. I don't know. We do some videos about PAX and port forwarding. Ooh, that would be a good one. You know something? Like I said, the channel is undergoing some big changes, guys. And some of these big changes are my partnerships with some new companies. And I might not be a employed biomed anymore, right? So soon, hard to say, but like I said, I'm in negotiations with a couple different companies, and I might be representing some different brands and stuff going forward, and in doing so, I will have the financial freedom to go and bring you guys whatever content you want. And that is the truth. And plus, now that I have like my editor on payroll, which every month I pay out, you know, somebody, everything like costs money, you know. So it is what it is. TPM works fine, not in the MS old way, old Xenon. Oh, yeah. In your microphone at the face camera sounds quieter. That is a good question. So what I need to do is I need to record video with each and every one of these, because with OBS Studio, it likes to switch between microphones. Let's see, is any other one activated? No, they're all the same microphone. Green screen, wireless microphone, huh. So eventually I have to iron out some details, and one of the details is going to be some of my screens. Like, how about this one? Eh? So I have another camera that was supposed to be up here, which was going to show you a broad spectrum of what all's going on. Maybe I'll put it in overhead, like straight down camera, because I'm moving my camera that's like my tabletop out so that you guys can see, and I don't think that's the best option. And I do have a 4K camera, but again, 4K, although I have my desktop here, 4K is a bear, but it gives me editing options. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this out, guys. So I do have this one here. How about that one? Face camera. So this camera right here. The green screen camera. This one right here. I do have multiple cameras here, guys. This one should be the same camera, the same microphone. Here, let me check. Let's see. Maybe someday I'll do a video showing you guys about OBS Studio and how you guys can use OBS Studio to do some really cool stuff with your Zoom meetings and stuff like that. You can do some real cool stuff with OBS with your virtual camera. And virtual camera allows me to do all the stuff that you are currently seeing. All this. But anyway, guys, I don't think I am going to bore you with setting this guy up, because Microsoft is, they're just, I can already tell that the next 30 or 40 minutes of my life is going to be setting up this laptop. And I'm not going to put you guys through that, because that is absolute garbage. But what I am going to be doing is migrating some data between this one and this one. I'm going to give this one here a hop supper, because I'm not convinced yet about this one. It's fast. It's crazy fast, supposedly. But what I want to do is I want to give it a nice good load. Boy, that doesn't sound right. I want to give it a nice workload and see how it handles it. Like a nice 15 or 30 minute long video clip. Give it a hot supper and see what Adobe Premiere does with it, how long it takes to process. If it takes like just 5 minutes longer or shorter than this one, it's going back to the store. But I have a feeling that this one here, because this one right here takes, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes to process some videos. This guy here should take 5 to 10 minutes. It should be like that. Because my computer in the house that I use for processing a lot of video, it's got a 3090 that's liquid cooled, and it's got a 5950X processor. It is an absolute powerhouse. I'm not expecting the laptop to do that, but with the 4080 mobile and the 13 whatever processor it's got, 13th generation i9 processor, it should be a hefty little beast for in the field. So, oh, it's a little bit much quieter. Quarter face camera is sound dull. You know what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to record video, because OBS allows me to record or manage my live stream, which is what you guys are seeing here. I'm gonna have to flip through all my cameras. Like I even have like my my camera on the microscope. I've got the camera that is over there. I've got this camera. I've got that camera up there. I've got like 4 or 5 cameras on this bad boy. I need to flip through them and make sure the audio is perfect, because I believe I've seen it on some recordings and I just fix it in post, but I shouldn't have to do that now, should I? I have to think about that. Anyway, guys, mobile with what kind of RAM? That's a good question, man. That's a real good question. Hold on. I am a stats type of person myself. And knowing your stats, knowing your products. So this guy here, the ROG, this guy right here, it's a Strix G18 with Windows 11 Home. It's powered by a 13th gen Intel Core i9 13980HX processor and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 laptop GPU. And I don't know what speed the memory is. I believe it's got 32 gigs of memory, to which I might have to upgrade that overnight. Oh no, it's got 16 gigs of memory. Well, that's definitely got to change because I'll eat that for breakfast. This computer, my computer in the house, has got 64 gigs. When you are editing 4K footage and you're doing transitions and stuff, it annihilates that. It's, oh my gosh. It absolutely eats that, 16 gigs. So, it says it's 16 gigs of memory at 4800 megahertz DDR5. So, there you go. You guys. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to do some surgery. I'm going to open this bad boy up. Maybe I should just do that now. Let's just do that now, right? Because probably I'm going to overnight some memory for this guy. I'm not even going to finish with the Microsoft setup because why? Let's see. I guess let's shut this guy off first. Boop. Shut down. Shut down anyway. I'll show you the insides of both of these. Some of the stuff I like, some of the stuff I don't like. We'll definitely go through some of that fanciness. 2, 3. Shut off. Okay, it was in a suspend mode and I need it to be off because I'm pulling covers and I don't want to frag it like as soon as I get it. All right, so let's do this. There is some cool features on this guy right here. I'm very surprised that they're almost identical in size. How crazy is that? And let me get some of my trays because I'm gonna have some little screws. What? Here we go. Red and green. Of course, it's gonna show black. Why wouldn't it? And let's take a look. Oh my gosh. Case in point, that is a long fastener, y'all. Try and be super gentle with it because if I decide to take this one back to the store, I don't want the fasteners to be like all tore up. Isn't it crazy that laptops use like stainless steel screws, but at the same time, they always paint them black? I don't know why they do that. It always shows like how much wear and tear is on the laptop, even though the laptop might look beautiful. The fasteners always show like how many times people have scratched them with screwdrivers. Why don't they just use regular like silver screws? I don't know. So I can tell you one thing's for sure is, yeah, all these front fasteners are smaller. On this guy here, from what I've seen in video footage, that there was already a second M.2 slot. So I can move my M.2 from this guy immediately over to this one, and my NVMe drive is up and running, which is going to be huge because that's where I keep a lot of my Better Biomed videos and, you know, everything. Everything. There we go. Isn't it funny? Like before I even get it fully up and running, we're taking it apart. So here is one of the funny things about this laptop that somebody showed online is the last fastener right here in the corner is captive. And what it does is since it's captive, it pushes up the corner just a little bit so that you can get a tool under there to pry it open, which is kind of cool. There we go. And of course, the tool that we're going to use is a knife, because why wouldn't we, right? There it is. All right. Oh, come on. Oh, this guy's really latched in good. There it is. All right. I just need to show it the way, right? You guys watch The Mandalorian? This is the way. Wow, this laptop. I have never had one that aggressive. That's all right. That's why the big guy upstairs invented the iFixit kit. And we have this funky tool right here, which is a pry tool. And for this guy here, it's non-marring, which is cool. There it is. This guy over here disassembles so much more easily. There it is. All right, come on. This isn't a typical plastic. It is very flexible, but at the same time, you can feel that it's like glass reinforced poly. Okay, there it is. There it is. All right. Wow. Okay. In like sin. So what do we have here? So we have we've got speakers, down firing speakers here, and if I remember right, there's two more in the back firing up. So that's kind of cool. What is this? Oh, okay. So here's the memory. I've got two 8 gig sticks, PC5, 4800. Well, that's going to be pretty easy to get replacements of those. So I'll see what the memory kits are. I don't know. Hopefully PC5 isn't too expensive. Jeez. Right here is my second M.2 slot, and it's also covering the Wi-Fi card. Wait, there we go. Ah, that camera is such a pain to pull down. So I do have a second M.2 slot here, which is what I'm going to move this guy over for. I have 3 fans. Look at that. 3 fans. And the crazy thing is, look how small the battery is. And all this is wasted space. I could easily put in twice the size of the battery. I don't know if they're trying to keep the weight down, but you can tell, like, it's almost like it was originally designed to have a larger battery. And they just, How wild. I consider that a waste. So over here is the RGB control chip. I've got my Wi-Fi antenna that sneaks all the way around here to the front. And the other one's over here on the side. So Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Right here, my Ethernet controller. Oh, wow. This is wild. So I got one radiator here. I got a long radiator and a really long heat pipe. This is really condensed, everyone. Really condensed. So this one here is probably my GPU, and this one here is my CPU. Everything is just super tight. Okay, well, I'm going to check on prices for memory. I'm going to, let's open up this other laptop and see if I can migrate over to that second M.2. I'd like to do it all right now if I could. Just get it done. So this laptop here, this is a Republic of Gamers laptop. It uses tiny screws. These are like Phillips Zero screws, PH0. Here we go. Much smaller fasteners, but it is easy to take apart. And this guy's been apart probably 6 times throughout its life, because I routinely clean my laptop like every 6 months. So this guy here was just done a few months ago. Guess we'll find out together how dirty it is. Okay, here we go. So one of the other things that I'm probably going to have to do is laptops that get moved around a lot, which it is a laptop, I mean, that happens. There's Loctite that is normally on the threads of all these fasteners, and you can see the remnants of it on some of the threads. But I haven't replaced the Loctite on these fasteners here, and that's my bad, right? So that's my bad. The longer fasteners with the Loctite are up here, and they support the hinge. So there's smaller ones around the perimeter. The bigger ones are back here directly on the hinge. Come on, there we go. All right, so this laptop should be ready to open. Let's see. Yeah, I got all the fasteners out. Okay. There it is. See? That one comes off quite easily. This is a really nice laptop too, guys. Okay, on this one here, you can see I have the K5 Pro. I did a whole video on that where I went through and redid this entire laptop where the heating, the thermal compound was redone. Let me check all these studs. Yeah, just to be sure that they're tight. So all these ones here were all torqued down. Here's my Wi-Fi card. I've got one M.2 over here, and let's see, I think the second one is right. No, that's my memory. Got one memory chip, two memory chips, and that's right. Holy cow. You want to talk about generations of computers? This one here had a regular hard drive, and I replaced it with a SATA drive. So it has an internal SATA drive. That is interesting. I hope my OS is on the SATA drive because this one doesn't have a SATA port. So, the struggle's real, guys. Gosh. Buy a replacement laptop and then you have to go and buy more stuff for it. Okay. Oop. All right. All right, here we are. So this is a Samsung M.2 right here. So this guy here obviously has some K5 Pro on it to help cool it off and to keep the thermals reasonable, because these little guys here, when they're chugging along at their top speed, they get pretty toasty. Pretty toasty. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that guy right there. I will migrate that over to this laptop, and I will get some memory on order, because I do not think these memory chips right here are going to do me. Yeah, so here you go. Yeah. All right, well, I got to price out some memory and, you know, put some more money into it, right? Turn that to 180 degrees. Wait. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to read all these damn comments. You definitely sound loud and clear on that camera. Definitely something wrong with your OBS. You know, the odds that there's something wrong with OBS is pretty good. It's open source software, guys. Pretty good. Let's see. Not with proper screwdrivers. What do you mean not with proper screwdrivers? What's not proper about this screwdriver right here? It's a Weehaw. It's a precision driver, and this is a PH1. How is that not a proper screwdriver? I'm pretty sure it is. Gist and Phillips, or so-called crosshead, are different. Well, none of these are just fasteners. None of them. So, yeah. How I've stopped worrying and love my half fingers. I don't know what you mean when you say turn that tool 180. No idea. That'd be a proper way and slide. You know, Vlad, I think if this guy's chugging along with that little pathetic battery, I am not going to get very much at all. I mean, look at, this is a 60 watt hour. And what is this guy? Does it even say? Oh, no shit. So this says it's because this one here is a 15.2. Come on. This one here is a 15.2 volt, 60 watt hour. Of course, your watt hour is going to matter also on the voltage of your cells. The Asus over here is a 15.52, 90 watt hour. How is it 1/3 more power density? I mean, look at the size of this guy. I can see one cell right here, one cell, one cell. So it looks like there's 4 cells. And this guy, oh, geez, who only knows? It could be double the cells. So this one over here is in a series parallel. This one here looks like they're all in like a series. Interesting. I never would have guessed that, by the way. You changed thermal paste? Yes, I changed thermal paste. Blue Loctite. Absolutely, it is necessary because even now, as I pulled this guy apart, a couple of the fasteners were almost loose. Like loose to the point where I was just spinning them without breaking them loose, which tells me that they, you know, because I travel around the world with this laptop. I don't just go to my college dorm and set my laptop down. This laptop goes with me everywhere. If I have a sales meeting over in Austin, which is 3 hours away, this laptop's going with me. If I'm going to a hotel, the laptop's going with me. If I'm going to Los Angeles, the laptop's going with me. New York City, laptop's going with me. This laptop goes everywhere with me. So, I held the plastic pry wrong. No, it's double-ended. There's a double-ended plastic pry tool, y'all. So, and each side is identical. They are identical. What? And just being honest, I don't know if there's 6 cells in that bad boy. Yeah. Well, this one here has definitely got 4 cells. And this one here, I can't even feel inside. It's like in a plastic case, which is weird because normally you can feel the individual cells. Anyway, that one is 1/3 larger of a battery. I have no idea how they got that density in there because space-wise, I'd say it's smaller. Anyway, guys, I'll tell you what. I'm going to do a follow-up video when I get it up and going. Maybe I will do an actual performance run with video processing, the very same video. I'll take the same clip on this guy and I'll put it on this guy. We'll run it. Let's see what we get. And I'm thinking maybe 15 minutes of 4K video footage. That's probably a pretty good process. I mean, should take about 15 minutes. That guy there, I'm hoping takes like 5 to 7 minutes. Maybe less, hopefully less. If you guys didn't know, Premiere Pro really likes processing with the NV encoder. And NV encoder is NVIDIA. They have their own special like H.264 encoder. And it works really good on the desktop systems. The laptop, I think the RTX 2060 was just a horrible example to run that NV encoder because it's like the bottom of the barrel of the RTX line. I think there is a 2050, but the 2060 was a much more common laptop chip. So anyway, guys, I'm going to create a follow-up video where we do a performance between the two. I'm going to go check out how much it's going to cost me for memory. It's probably going to be expensive. And we're going to see how much this little project is really going to ring me up coming soon. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned because I think the follow-up video is going to be maybe even a little bit better. Because this one here, I had no idea what I was getting into. I opened the box, never knew, and yeah, it is what it is. So guys, stay tuned. Next time I'll have a better video where we put these laptops head to head and show you guys exactly why I'm choosing to use a newer laptop versus the old one. It has to do with the resolution, has to do with the processing power, has to do with that special 4080, which is, oh my gosh, I can't even fathom how much faster that's going to be for video processing. I hardly ever do any games or anything. I do some. This laptop, let's see, did this laptop have emulators? I think it did. And I would travel around to hotels and stuff, and I do have some emulators set up, and I have a Bluetooth Xbox Pro controller, which Bluetooths to it, and it ran like a champ. It was beautiful. Anyway, guys, y'all have a fantastic night. Thanks for tuning in from across the world, y'all. I appreciate that, man, and for the support you guys have given me. We got some good stuff. Stay tuned. This week is going to be huge for me as a professional and for this YouTube channel. So by this weekend, I should have some major news, new partnerships, new brands, and maybe a new channel.